Oh my gosh. The script has literally flipped with all these stories about Blake Lively that came out months prior, because now she's filed a lawsuit towards Justin Baldoni for not only alleged inappropriate stunts on set, but for a supposed smear campaign. Alright, so where did this all come from? Apparently it was no secret that things weren't going so well between the two co-stars, or the rest of the cast. Based on the famous novel It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, and the movie going up back in the month of August, a lot of public were noticing that the two of them were doing separate promotional stuff. Some of his fans were even wondering if his castmates were just straight up ignoring him, with a lot of them saying, literally, what is going on with the cast? Why is Justin doing all his promo by himself? Just coming to say I have no idea what happened, but I fully support Justin. The cast behavior seems so petty and does not make them look good. It's really sad he's not doing press with the others, as he's a main character. Many people have even noticed that some of the actors unfollowed him on Instagram. That's not until the past week that we finally got some alleged insight that gives us an answer as to why everyone was completely snubbing Justin. As of December 20th, Blake Lively has revealed to the public that she has filed a lawsuit against Justin Baldoni for being inappropriate with her on set and creating a hostile work environment. One interesting fact comes from her legal complaint team, which apparently had to have a meeting back in January 2024, even with her husband Ryan Reynolds in the room, and created a list of demands while working on the production with Justin. These included no more showing inappropriate videos or images of women to Blake, no more mention of Baldoni's alleged previous past intimate issues, no more discussions about intimate conquests in front of Blake and others, no further mentions of cast and crew's appearances, no more inquiries about Blake's weight, and no further mention of Blake's father who passed away. Blake also requested that there would be no additions outside of the script that had them become more intimate with each other. Sony Pictures had also agreed to these requests supposedly, and to have this be done during production. I'm really not surprised that this is now coming to light with the current lawsuit. Other instances that she claimed happened on set were her being shown unprompted videos of Baldoni's wife in an inappropriate manner while having a child. Blake Lively also states that he would enter her makeup trailer with another employee without being given the permission to do so, and even during a time when she was feeding her infant child. She not only felt she needed to create this lawsuit for herself, but for the other women who were also on set. One interesting interview as well started going viral on TikTok, where Blake was asked what it was like trying to build trust with Justin while doing these incredibly intense scenes, to which Blake completely avoided it by instead talking about the characters' relations to one another rather than the actors. Blake claims Baldoni was socially manipulating her with a specific campaign he did to quote-unquote destroy her reputation when everything was said and done. Ryan Reynolds has yet to say anything about the alleged meeting, but it has been reported that he unfollowed the actor and his production company just months before Blake set out the lawsuit against him. Clearly, something was going on for you to be unfollowed by Ryan Reynolds. What's even crazier is that apparently in her lawsuit, it states, as early as May 2024, Mr. Baldoni told his team that they needed a plan to get ahead of the claims against him in the event they were to go public. We will get into that shortly. Of course, Baldoni's team responded on his behalf, stating that they were nothing but lies. Was this the supposed plan? It is shameful that Miss Lively and her representatives would make such serious and categorically false accusations against Mr. Baldoni, Wayfarer Studios, and its representatives, as yet another desperate attempt to fix her negative reputation, which is garnered from her own remarks and actions during the campaign for the film, interviews and press activities that were observed publicly, in real time, and unedited, which allowed for the internet to generate their own views and opinions. Apparently, as stated before, Blake is going after him for the alleged smear campaign that he was trying to attempt. This was apparently being created right after the meeting in January, claiming the intended result of a carefully crafted, coordinated, and resources retaliatory scheme to silence her, and others from speaking out about the hostile environment that Mr. Baldoni and Mr. Heath created. Their goal was to, which is quoted by a publicist working with Baldoni, to make her feel like she can be buried. Melissa Nathan, who is supposedly a crisis management expert, even states, "You know we can bury anyone," who has reportedly in the past worked with Johnny Johnny Depp and the rappers Drake and Travis Scott. Alleged texts have been leaked as well that they were originally sent sometime in May of this year, supposedly showing that there was indeed planning that went down. The text exchange was with Miss Abel, another publicist who worked with him, reinstating what I had said prior, with Baldoni's word-for-word text saying, "We should have a plan for her if she does the same when the movie comes out. Plans make me feel more at ease." Even fast forwarding to August, he managed to retain Miss Nathan, who had worked with Johnny Depp on his case against Amber Heard, to help him with this one. Miss Nathan, in terms of the planning, suggested that they went with media talking points, focusing on how Blake Lively had an issue with power imbalances while she supposedly tried to take creative control over the film. In a text that was supposedly sent to both Miss Abel and Heath, he stated, "Not in love with the document Miss Nathan had sent. Not sure I'm feeling the protection I felt on the call." Basically saying, I need more dirt on this girl to really keep it overshadowing any claims she'll come out with. Miss Abel had sent over some of his words to Miss Nathan with some frustrating sentences, including, "I think you guys need to be tough and show the strength of what you guys can do in these scenarios. He wants to feel like she can be buried." To which Miss Nathan responded with, "Of course, but you know when we send over documents, we can't send over the work we will or could do because that can get us in a lot of trouble. We can't write, 'We will destroy her.' Imagine if a document saying all the things that he wants ends up in the wrong hands." I don't know if the write and destroy message was a typo, and I don't want to assume or put words in the messages of a lawyer. 3 days after this exchange, Baldoni had sent Miss Abel a social media thread about another celebrity being slammed for alleged bullying, which had gained over 19 million views. He supposedly wrote in the message, "This is what we would need," in response to potentially smear campaigning Blake Lively. After this idea was shown, Miss Nathan then proposed an idea to create full social account takedowns by hiring contractors to take over the online world and create theory threads that could shift the narrative all onto Blake. She would state, "All of this will be most importantly untraceable," then quickly began working with Mr. Wallace, who is someone that was supposedly well versed in opaque crisis managements, and has reportedly worked with Paramount Pictures and YouTube celebrity Aiden Ross. His now deleted LinkedIn profile has stated that he was a hired person with a proprietary formula for defining artists and trends. As mentioned prior, Justin was well aware of all the worries and complaints speculating that the cast wasn't following one another, with a message from him supposedly stating, "The unfollow situation is what everyone is pointing at, seemingly that something is much bigger under the surface as to why they would all unfollow." His tag PR executive quickly responded with, "We've flagged it to Jed and his team as well." They did their best to try and push stories away from the limelight of Justin Baldoni's behavior, but of course though, the attorney for Wayfarer, Justin's company, would go on to state that their public relations representative did nothing proactive nor retaliate towards Lively, and used this part of her lawsuit to say this was another desperate attempt to fix her negative reputation. Despite the alleged texts that are shown about Justin talking about creating this smear campaign, whatever went down eventually worked, because just days after the film's release, her reputation completely dropped. People only were then focusing on how she's promoted the film, how certain interviews she wasn't taking seriously, and all the bad press we've been getting about her was all that the public was seeing. Miss Nathan apparently had also stated he doesn't realize how lucky he is right now, with one allegedly shocking message going, "All press is so overwhelming, we've confused the people so much, mixed messaging. It's actually really funny if you think about it." So much has come out that nobody really knows which articles were created or written by them, or ones that they just simply took and blew them up even more. I'm even confused trying to write and organize the script. Meanwhile, during this month, Baldoni was honored at a star-studded event that helped create men who elevate women, combat gender-based issues, and promote gender equality worldwide. I don't know what it is with celebrities and having their stories be so neck-breaking, but I guess that's the price we pay when we're only given information out in snippets at a time. For those of you who deep dived more in depth with this, what are your thoughts on the matter? Comment down below and hit that thumbs up, and I will see you starlets in the next one.